Hey y'all, it's me, Dree. This is my second recording. I don't know what happened to my volume on the last one, but between that and all these gnats that are in my peripheral vision right now, this energy is thick, y'all. But let's talk about these cards because today I'm starting with introspection, resonance, and abundance. So what I'm getting with these cards is that, well, the collective, y'all are introspecting because I'm getting something is not moving as quickly as y'all had expected. Maybe there is a cycle that's still wrapping up, or maybe there is a lack of faith in what's actually in front of y'all right now. Because I'm getting what's actually in front of the collective, that is a brand new passion. This could be a passion for a sport, a hobby, a project, or maybe it could be a passion for a new person. But either way, I'm getting that the collective, y'all can feel life returning back to y'all because of whatever this new and exciting thing is representing. And as y'all begin to feel that life returning, your emotions shift into this resonance. Resonance is that light little tickle of joy that happens when something in front of you actually matches the direction that y'all have been going towards. Because I'm getting that the collective is beginning to recognize the things that feel aligned. Y'all know what things feel clean, and y'all know when something equally resonates. And this resonance, well, that is what moves the collective into abundance. Because now the field is no longer empty. The field is no longer only carrying the distortion of that cycle that's been trying to close. I'm getting the field is full of opportunity. And I'm getting this new and exciting energy is connected to ending this cycle. And then it's connected to beginning a new one. So this progression feels like the collective is letting go of something. And because of that, something brand new shows up in their reality. Now let's get into this message. We start with the World reverse, the Ace of Cups reverse, the Emperor. So I'm getting, y'all have been stagnant, maybe on hold, or maybe y'all have been working to close a chapter now for a long time. And I'm getting that. The collective has been taking the time to lay low, to reflect, to tune into themselves, and also to tap into their intuition. And because of that, I'm getting the collective is focused on themselves, and they are not focused on this closure that needs to happen. And because of that focus, there is an opportunity. There is an energy who enters the field. And collective, this is not just any old energy. This is energy that comes across and exudes as a true emperor. This is someone who has built something for themselves. This is someone who has structure. They have discipline. This person knows who they are, and they are taking action when action is required. And they are bringing a sense of stability into the collective environment. And I'm getting, with the entrance of this new and what seems to be aligned character, well, the collective, y'all shift into this emotion of resonance. And again, like I was saying, resonance is that light little tickle of joy. Because really it seems that everything about this emperor perfectly matches with the direction y'all have been going in for some time now. There doesn't feel like a need to force it. There doesn't feel like a need to convince yourself. It simply feels like all that inner work the collective has been doing is now beginning to be reflected back to y'all through this other person. And then we land at the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Cups reversed, the King of Swords. So this is driving the heart of this message. We have the Ace of Wands, and this card confirms that that little tickle of joy and this aligned energy, they did match. Because y'all's energy created a real Ace of Wands when y'all connected. This was real passion. This was a real spark. I'm getting this is something that the collective hasn't felt for ages. It seems like. And not only is the collective resonating, but y'all are feeling the chemistry too. And yes, I do think it has been a lifetime since y'all have felt energy that actually lands like this. Maybe even it's the first time you're feeling this kind of energy. But with this Eight of Cups reversed, this energy is coming off a little perplexing to me. Because it seems that something is lacking direction. And what I can pull from this spread is this world reversed from the first column. Maybe what's lacking direction is that this cycle hasn't finished. And because this cycle hasn't finished, this leaves the collective in limbo. So y'all cannot fully open to this new situation, but y'all can feel it. Y'all can recognize the spark. And with the King of Swords, well, this energy is doing it by the book kind of energy. So I'm gathering it's probably this Emperor. It could be you too, but in either case, the way this energy is moving is moving so that things can be done by the book. And really, doing things by the book, having integrity, being truthful, rational, this is a great pairing with an Ace of Wands, because that tells me that this Emperor's energy, it's clean. And what I mean by clean is that there is no distortion in these cards. So there is passion, but the passion, that is not reckless. And there is chemistry, but the chemistry, that is not being used to override discernment. This Emperor is moving with clarity, with structure, and with intention. And the collective, well, I know that this is a breath of fresh air for y'all. And I'm also getting that this is just what y'all need to make it that last little bit of the way before you hit your full abundance. Because now the field is full of opportunity. And then we have the tarot to bring this message home. I've got the Death, the Three of Wands, the Full Moon. So with this Death card, I'm getting that as soon as the collective opens themselves to full abundance, and you guys, that does not mean material, financial abundance. No, this is abundance, is the perception of everything that you need being available for you when you need it. That is the true essence of abundance. And what I'm getting here is that once y'all step into your abundance, the energy doesn't have anywhere to go but to finish the last of its cycle. Remember that one that we started with? Yes, collective. This is a real ending here, a real release. It's a complete renewal. And with the ending, I'm getting, that means, collective, that something new can begin. And I'm getting that is a big change for the collective. Because y'all are realizing the power you've achieved. Y'all are shaping your reality now. And with that comes this card, the Three of Wands, which is about big development, manifestation. This is a total level up. And I'm getting, y'all are finally standing at the edge of a future y'all have been working toward for a very long time. This is pleasure. This is work. This is love. And it's a level up in all of those departments. And then the message ends perfectly with this full moon. I'm getting with this full moon that the subconscious catches up with what the collective has already begun creating in their physical reality. There is emotional awareness here. This is a full climax and a cycle completion. So this change that's happening, that is not only happening around the collective. No, because y'all are becoming fully conscious of it. Y'all are realizing that y'all are no longer waiting for life to happen to y'all. We said y'all are now shaping it. Y'all are choosing what gets to stay, and y'all are choosing what gets to end. And now that this collective is open to this abundance, well, this old cycle has nowhere left to live. So it has to complete. It has to move on. And I'm getting, this is the moment where y'all finally understand that this ending was never only about losing something. The ending was about clearing the space for this whole level up to arrive. And collective, I do, before I end this, want to bring the energy back to this masculine energy that entered the picture at the very beginning, because he slipped away there along the way, didn't he? But I want to say this emperor, he did not show up to rescue the collective from an unfinished cycle. No. This masculine showing up is evidence. And it is a reflection of where the collective has already arrived. Because the collective has spent a long time going within. Y'all have been laying low and reflecting and reconnecting with yourselves. Y'all have been learning to trust your intuition again. And because of all that work, the energy that's entering your field now, it feels totally different. Because the energy, it is structured. It is intentional. It is clear. And what's more, there is passion here. But there is also restraint. And there is chemistry here, but there is also discernment. And I'm getting this masculine. He is not showing up to create more confusion. Collective. I'm getting that this masculine is entering the field to show y'all what clean energy actually feels like. And that recognition coming right now, it really matters, collective. Because, I've got full body chills. Once y'all experience something that resonates with the direction y'all have been moving in for so long now, well, it becomes much harder to keep holding space for whatever belongs to the cycle that you've been trying to leave behind. And this emperor, he does not force the ending, but his presence may help the collective recognize that that ending, that had already begun. Because now y'all can feel the difference between energy that keeps you in limbo and energy that creates possibility. And I'm getting y'all can feel the difference between passion that destabilizes you and passion that still allows you to feel safe. And collective, I want to be clear. I am not necessarily saying that this emperor is the collective's divine pairing. No, I'm not saying that. This message is not saying that the very first aligned person who enters your field automatically becomes your chosen person. No. But what it does mean is that the energy field, it clearly is no longer carrying distortion through to the collective in the same way that it once did. I'm getting the energy reaching y'all now is much cleaner. It is much clearer. And it can carry passion without chaos. It can carry chemistry without manipulation. And it can carry masculine energy without overpowering or destabilizing the collective altogether. And all that is happening because y'all have mastered the emotional balance it takes to steer the incoming energy in your field. Because y'all are no longer being moved by whatever shows up. Y'all are now deciding what gets to move forward based only on what feels aligned and what feels clean and what is equally resonating. So, whether this emperor becomes a lasting connection or simply is showing up to confirm the new frequency y'all have entered, this emperor's presence, it still matters because this is your sign in the 3D reality that you're in. It's the sign that the field has changed. The distortion is no longer choosing for y'all. Now, the collective is choosing. And because y'all are making those choices from emotional balance, intuition, and self-trust, well, the only energy that can meet y'all where y'all are now has an opportunity to remain. And that is the abundance. Abundance is not simply receiving a person. No. Abundance is having the power to recognize, direct, and choose what belongs in the reality that it is that y'all are shaping. And that is what matters the most, isn't it? This is a big moment, collective. I'm almost losing train of thought because I'm just thinking back to however long it's been and this path we've been traveling, and for an emperor upright to show up in your all's 3D reality, that is a big sign. And we know by now this is not a rescue mission. No. This is saying the line is clear. So keep using your discernment and keep choosing wisely, because now you're understanding that the power, it's all up to you. And that's the message that I have for y'all today. So if this one resonated, then like my message. If you made it to the end, then leave me a comment and let me know. And remember, where there is love, there is light. I'll see y'all again real soon.